the recent researches that was done, it was identified that authenticity is the truest of all emotions. But there are many people who will talk against it. There are many people who will come and tell you that being authentic is just complete BS. Let me today break down to you what authenticity is, why are people afraid of authenticity, and common misconceptions about being authentic. All right. Now, authenticity is what are the misconceptions of being authentic? Let's start with that. Authenticity is always considered to be raw and unfiltered. All right. Many believe that being authentic means saying and doing whatever you feel like without giving any regard to others' emotions or their social norms or anything for that matter. All right. Now, however, true authenticity balances honesty and empathy and self-awareness. It is you coming from a place of these three elements: honesty, empathy, and self-awareness. Another misconception is that authenticity is fixed. Okay, so what I mean by that is, if you are a certain way, then you just have to be that certain way. You cannot be any other way. This is one of the biggest misconceptions because authenticity is not fixed. People often think that we must define ourselves in the right way, in a rigid way to be authentic. In reality, authenticity always evolves with experience and personal growth. There's another misconception that being authentic also helps you to become more acceptable. No. So, this is an assumption that authenticity will make others um, like you, respect you. But here is the thing: authenticity might actually bring challenges or pushbacks because you are being your most truest self. When you are being your most truest self, and the other person who you're having a conversation with or a group of people will not like it, then there is going to be a lot of challenges and pushbacks. So, when you are somebody who's thinking about authenticity, you are being in your truest form with all the love, with all the compassion, with all the empathy, with all the self awareness. That is what authenticity is. So don't fall into these misconceptions of authenticity. All right. Now, let me tell you why people are afraid to be authentic. And you're only afraid until you are unhealed. Please remember this. All right. Now, fear of rejection is one of the biggest reason why people are afraid to be authentic. Authenticity risks exposing vulnerabilities. It will lead you to potential judgments or even to a point of exclusions. Another reason why people are afraid of being authentic is because of cultural and societal norms. Now, many conform to expectations, and the feeling of authenticity may clash with all these social conditioning, norms, and standards that people have set in place. And if you are somebody who's afraid of that, then you will be afraid to being authentic. Past experiences is another main reason why people are afraid to be authentic. Now, think about it. If you've had a negative experience of being misunderstood for something, or even being criticized for showing who you really are without any masks, without any pretense, then you would actually think, what is the reason? Why should I even be authentic? You're not being authentic for another person. You're being authentic for yourself. That is the main thing that we need to understand. And the other reason why people would be afraid of authenticity is because of perfectionism. People may fear that authentic selves are not good enough or are flawed. Do remember, authenticity, first of all, doesn't say that you are perfect. Authenticity just means that you're vulnerable to let those flaws, to let those perfections, to let those work in progress be seen to the outer world without having any kind of judgments for yourself. That is what authenticity is. Now, also know that authenticity is a superpower, okay? Because when you are being authentic, you are also creating this fear in others, because when you are being authentic, when you are vibrating in the energy of authenticity, others cannot make a fool out of you, others cannot cheat you, others cannot play around with you. I'm going to go back to the basics of authenticity, is because you are balancing honesty, empathy with self-awareness. Self-awareness, people. Now, let me give you some of the reasons who is afraid to be authentic. All right. Now, people pleasers. First, nice people. Okay. They are afraid to be authentic because they seek external validation. They seek external validation, and they might suppress what they are truly feeling to meet somebody else's expectation. And I have spoken about this in one of the other videos, that the reason why people become people pleasers is because of the lack of unconditional love. It is because they have only received conditional love. That is what has pushed them to, first of all, become people pleasers. So, that is one category of people who are afraid to be authentic because they're always looking for external validations. Professionals in high pressure roles, these could be another people who are afraid to be authentic because corporate or public figure often fears judgment for not aligning with their perceived image. Correct, right? So if you are a certain kind of person, if you have been a certain kind of person because you want to go higher up in the ladder, and now you are not very comfortable being that person, and you want to get into your truest self, but you're unable to because there is a perceived image of yours that you have already created, and you are afraid what is going to happen to that image if you become your authentic selves. The third kind of people who are afraid to become their authentic self would be individuals in judgment environments. And what I mean by judgment environment specifically is social and cultural environments, okay, where they cannot be themselves. Think about it. 20 years ago, if a person was a gay or a lesbian, they would not be able to say it so openly to their parents, even because their parents had no understanding about this. And I'm sure this is happening in some degree in so many different cultures and norms and societies, right? How can a person who is gay or a lesbian or a bisexual or any of these people stand up and speak their truth when there is so many gatekeepers to criticize you, to judge you, right? But if you think about their situation, they're still not happy living a fake life that they are living. They would be somebody who want to express who they really are. So that's another, this is just an example, but I hope there are more people who become open as the time goes, or even faster than that. So people from strict backgrounds, cultural, societal, family, social systems may fear the repercussions of deviating from the norm. Trauma survivors are another category of people who are very afraid to be authentic, and it makes so much sense because of their past traumas. They may fear vulnerability due to the lack of trust that they have in other people and also in themselves to a larger degree. Okay. So you need to know that authenticity requires inner courage and also a safe environment to express oneself evolution. So work with shadow workers specifically in order for you to be able to step out of who you are right now into your authentic self, because they'll be able to hold space for you. They will be able to understand and help you through this entire journey, and you are not going to feel alone. So, if you are somebody who's craving to get into your authentic self, and if you want somebody to handhold you through that entire process, make sure you look into the description and book a call with me so that we can have a conversation about this. All right. Thank you.